From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Wednesday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. There was lots of sunshine here yesterday, and it's going to be the exact same thing in store for today, but we're going to be even warmer compared to yesterday. Remember, yesterday morning there were some big-time reductions in visibility up towards Snoqualmie Pass. We're just not seeing that for this morning. No fog for lower elevations, so we're good on that front. And then in terms of temperatures, right around freezing for a lot of lower elevation spots, including Pendleton, Hermiston, the Tri-Cities, Sunnyside, and Yakima, so it could be a little bit frosty within those regions. Here's your day planner for today for lower elevations up into the 60s around lunchtime, 60s and 70s at the peak of daytime heating. So it is going to be a superb day out there. Will be warmer as we head into the rest of this week. Small shower and thunderstorm chances for Friday and Saturday. A little bit cooler after that, and then tracking some big-time wind gusts for this week, and especially in the Kittitas Valley. I'll tell you about that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now. And right now on Good Morning Northwest, a warning from Hermiston Police after a bold vape shop burglary. What was stolen and why they say to be cautious if you're offered a deal that seems too good to be true. And Governor Ferguson signs more than 80 bills into law, including one that could open up more opportunities, more job opportunities for Washington residents. And later, tensions rising in Franklin County as the sheriff sounding the alarm over a last-minute resolution that could shift control of the jail.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm in for Jade and Jessica. Of course, First Alert Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. New this morning, fire crews responded to a house fire Tuesday evening on Jubilee Street in Richland. At this time, details about the extent of the damage, cause of the fire, and whether anyone was injured have not been released. We're working to gather more information and will provide updates as soon as they become available. In your fire watch this morning, Yakima County District 5 units were sent to a structure fire on the 900 block of Upper Bank Lane just after 4:30 Tuesday morning. Firefighters say a small fire broke out in a single-wide trailer. Numerous law enforcement were already on scene due to a report of an assault at the same address. Officials say Wapato PD used a fire extinguisher to knock down the fire. Fire personnel did find several hot spots. Tribal PD is now investigating. In a crime alert this morning in Yakima County, an 18-year-old has just learned his fate after leading police on a dangerous high-speed chase and injuring a sergeant in the process. Angel Omar Zuniga Soriano was sentenced to 12 years in prison for being a felon in possession of a firearm, plus 3 years of supervised release. Back in June, police say the teen affiliated with the Sereno street gang was behind the wheel of a vehicle linked to a robbery in Wapato earlier that day. When a Toppenish officer tried to stop the car, Zuniga Soriano took off, leading officers on a high-speed chase. At one point, he fired a shot out of the driver's side window, injuring a sergeant. Turning to a crime alert in northern Oregon, Hermiston police are warning the public to be cautious when buying vape products. Officers say a commercial burglary happened Friday, and a large number of vape products were stolen, along with a clear countertop display case over 2 feet tall. Police say if you hear of someone selling vape products at suspiciously low prices and not through legitimate business, report it to Hermiston Police. Governor Bob Ferguson had a busy week signing more than 80 bills into law. The legislation covers a wide range of topics, including access to doulas for incarcerated patients, curbing gambling-related crime, and limiting when out-of-state National Guard troops can operate in Washington. Many of the new laws are designed to protect vulnerable communities and strengthen local control. And one of those newly signed laws is designed to break down barriers to employment. Senate Bill 5501 prohibits employers from requiring a driver's license unless driving is actually part of the job. Supporters say the change could expand job access for thousands of Washingtonians, especially those who don't drive due to disability, age, or economic reasons. The law goes into effect next July. And a big congratulations goes out to 4 local heroes who just completed a life-changing mission. At the Benton County Justice Center, family, friends, and court officials gathered to celebrate 4 new graduates of the Veterans Therapeutic Court. The VTC began in 2019. It offers veterans a second chance through a voluntary program that is focused on rehabilitation rather than incarceration.
I'm really proud. As a combat vet myself, I struggle with, mental health disorders just as well as they do, and we can work together and get through this mission together to overcome, mental health and or drug abuse.
The court was the vision of Judge Dan Catherine and former prosecutor Andy Miller, along with support from the Mattis family. Since joining the program 4 years ago, Torres has seen 20 veterans successfully graduate. Again, a big congrats to the latest 4, proof that support, compassion, and determination, with all those things, new beginnings are always possible. And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, she wanted to see it for herself. Now a U.S. representative is speaking out after visiting the Northwest Ice Processing Center, what she saw inside and why advocacy groups are raising alarms. That's coming up next. And Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert, that's me, will have your first alert weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be back in just a moment.
Got a family reunion in the works? Make it unforgettable at Beaver Valley Lodge. With cozy rooms, beautiful mountain views, and plenty of space to gather, it's the perfect place to reconnect and make new memories. Book direct with us and get 10% off. That means more savings for barbecues, bonfires, and all those late-night laughs. So skip the middleman and book direct today, because great reunions start with the perfect place to stay. Beaver Valley Lodge. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.
Spring is calling. Are you ready? At Queensgate Gardens in Richland, adventure starts in your own backyard. From lush hanging baskets to vibrant landscape flowers and garden starts, we've got everything to make your space bloom. Let's grow something amazing. Queensgate Gardens in Richland, where adventure grows.
Did you know Astria Health has the only team of neurosurgeons in the Lower Valley? Patients no longer need to travel long distances to receive the spine care they need. Patients with spinal tumors, stenosis, herniated or degenerative disc diseases, spine trauma, fractures, or spinal cord injury can be seen by an Astria neurosurgeon in Prosser, Sunnyside, or Zillah. Ask your primary care provider for a referral to one of our neurosurgeons. Astria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
Hi, I'm Rowdy with Total Energy Management. For 40 years, we've been keeping the Tri-Cities comfortable with top-notch heating and air conditioning services. We take pride in delivering exceptional service and unbeatable deals. Right now, you can save big with up to $4,900 in rebates and tax credits on a new Carrier heating and cooling system. So turn to the experts at Total Energy Management to ensure your house is the perfect temperature year-round. Visit TEMINC.com or call 946-4500 to learn more.
McCurley Dealerships is celebrating 44 years with big giving and even bigger savings. Fill out an entry form at any McCurley dealership for a chance to win one of 2 $4,400 cash prizes. Plus, each winner gets an additional $4,400 to donate to one of 44 local nonprofit partners. No purchase necessary. And get a great deal on a new 2025 Subaru Forester for only $244 a month. McCurley Subaru, celebrating 44 years of savings, giving back, and helping you find your way home.
Tonight, the father mistakenly deported to El Salvador, the standoff between the Justice Department and the Supreme Court, plus the tariff battle, tracking the unexpected costs to families and businesses. World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
Hello there, watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone temperature tour for this morning. We're below freezing in Cle Elum, technically a little bit above freezing for Ellensburg and for Vantage. Then in the Yakima Valley, below freezing for Sunnyside, pretty close to that threshold for Toppenish and Yakima, so that's where it could be a little bit frosty. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, also we're seeing many areas that are right on the precipice of freezing. Hermiston, Boardman, Tri-Cities, Connell. In those areas, it could be a little bit frosty. The same thing for Pendleton and Heppner. And of course, much colder in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains, Cabbage Hill, Meacham, Ukiah, the Battle Mountain Summit could be a little bit frosty in those areas as well. Here's your coatcast for today for the Tri-Cities. Light jacket weather for this morning. It's going to be t-shirt weather a little bit later today. Just a superb forecast. We'll have lots of sunshine, high temperatures getting into the mid-60s in the Kittitas Valley and the Blue Foothills, low 70s in the Yakima Valley and the Lower Columbia Basin. This is pretty normal for late April, and we're going to be even warmer towards the end of this week. I'll tell you just how warm we could get coming up in a few minutes. Now on to news, as conditions inside the Northwest Ice Processing Center in Tacoma are facing new scrutiny following a visit from U.S. Representative and advocacy groups have long raised concerns about medical care, isolation practices, and transparency at the facility. Now Congresswoman Emily Randall, who we just mentioned, says she wanted to see those conditions for herself.
I've been to a county jail and I've been to a state prison before, and it looks a lot like those facilities.
Advocacy groups have shared concerns about conditions at the Northwest Ice Processing Center, including with medical access, solitary confinement, and transparency.
I wanted to come firsthand and get to, check some of the rumors that we've been hearing, understand what's happening here within these walls.
U.S. Representative Emily Randall visited the facility Tuesday. She said there are currently more than 1,300 detainees inside. That's more than double since November. Alfredo Juarez is one of the detainees, an undocumented union organizer who is living in Bellingham. He has no significant criminal history, and people have been protesting for his release.
Whose case is certainly inspiring people to think twice about whether or not they speak out against immigration policy, if they speak out against labor violations.
Randall addressed medical care. She was told health care staffing was lower, but has since improved. Overall in the facility, there are 314 active staff members and around 40 vacancies.
While they maintain that they're able to do the work, I worry about, people's timely access to some of the services that are available.
Advocacy groups have voiced concern about irregular meal deliveries.
We did ask about that mealtime, and they seem to think they have worked through that challenge.
Randall said that's an issue she will continue to follow. When asked about how this privately owned facility will be held accountable, she said there are entities that provide oversight, but said leaders need to do their part too.
And I think we just have to keep watching, keep talking about what's happening, and ensure that we're using every tool.
Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert, that's me, is looking at your full First Alert weather forecast. I'll show you how warm we're going to get towards the end of this week, and also just how windy it could be in the Kittitas Valley for this weekend. So all that's going to be coming up on the other side of the break.
Walla Walla Sweets Baseball has been a beacon of our community's spirit for 14 seasons. But behind every swing and every catch lies the question, where do our players call home during the season? The answer is simple. With you, our incredible host families. It's more than just housing a player. It's about becoming part of their journey. Watching our boys chase their dreams is incredibly rewarding. Become a host family and be part of something bigger than the game. Together, we are Walla Walla Sweets.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
It's not easy being Mariano Morales' horse. He needs to ride to clients all the time. He does take care of them. He gets the insurance company to pay for medical bills, car repairs, even money for pain and suffering. Looks like it's going to be another busy day. Better get warmed up. After all, I am his best friend.
Hurt in a car wreck? Give me a call.
Big or small, we work them all.
I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing, you pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
At US Cellular, we're celebrating our customers, like JP here. It's a special event. Us Days.
Yeah, we get special rewards and exclusive deals, and it's only for U.S. Cellular customers. It's like we got our own special club.
Should we show them? Us Days at U.S. Cellular. Right now, our customers can get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet.
It's the mother of all giveaways, where one lucky viewer wins this awesome Mother's Day collection. Check it out. Enter to win each day on the contest page at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. From Jewelry Design Center, The Flower Bar, Curve Appeal, Fiction, and AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Yesterday was another beautiful day, and hey, guess what? Today is going to be another beautiful day on top of that. Even warmer, as we'll be just a couple degrees above average for this time of the year. A little bit breezy with winds out of the north and east for the Blues, the Blue Foothills, the Lower Columbia Basin, and I just gestured towards the Cascades, but the winds are going to be pretty light there for today. And then for tonight, clear skies across the map. Overnight lows down into the 30s and 40s. So we're going to be warmer as opposed to some of the temperatures that we have for this morning, where we're hovering right around freezing. Here's the 7-day high temperature trend. Like I said, pretty seasonal stuff for today. Will be about 5 degrees above average for Thursday, then up around 80 degrees, maybe touching 80 for the first time this year in the Tri-Cities, either on Friday or Saturday. We'll have a pretty good shot at it for both days, and then trending a little bit cooler after that, but still in general above average high temperatures, so feeling very pleasant overall for the next 7 days. And that little dip in temperatures is going to happen because of this little storm system that will track into Friday and Saturday. Small shower chances overall, but chances for thunder specifically in the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains for both Friday and Saturday. But that's actually not going to be the biggest impact from this weekend. The biggest impact is going to come in the form of some very gusty winds. This is going to be the third weekend in a row in which we'll have very strong northwesterly wind gusts. The odds of that happening, I'm not sure. I can't calculate that on the spot, but the odds of that seem very, very small. So for both Saturday and Sunday, winds out of the north and west around 60 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, around 50 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. So if this forecast holds true, we're going to be forced to go with first alert weather day for the Kittitas Valley on Sunday in particular. It's too early to make that call. We'll probably make that call tomorrow. Now on to the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Dry and warming up near 80 into Friday. A small shower chance for Saturday, then slightly cooler after that. In Yakima, trending warmer with highs in the upper 70s for Friday and Saturday. Then some windy weather cools us off on Sunday. In Ellensburg, a small shower chance on Friday, then a string of windy days for Saturday through Tuesday. And like I just mentioned, we're watching Sunday especially close. In Hermiston, breezy today, calmer and warmer Thursday and Friday, maybe a sprinkle for Saturday, then dry again after that. And then in Walla Walla, beautiful weather over the next couple days. Small thunderstorm chances Friday and Saturday, then maybe some additional shower chances Sunday through Tuesday. And coming up, a fan favorite film getting a surprise spin-off to a major rock band landing in the Hall of Fame. Both of those stories. The entertainment world has plenty to talk about, so we'll have it all coming up right after the break.
Walla Walla Sweets Baseball has been a beacon of our community's spirit for 14 seasons. But behind every swing and every catch lies the question, where do our players call home during the season? The answer is simple. With you, our incredible host families. It's more than just housing a player. It's about becoming part of their journey. Watching our boys chase their dreams is incredibly rewarding. Become a host family and be part of something bigger than the game. Together, we are Walla Walla Sweets.
This is Apple Valley Eats.
Ready to shake up your dining experience? Legends Casino Hotel has something for every taste. At Lucky Shots Coffee Bar, it's more than just coffee. frothy lattes, bold espressos, hearty sandwiches, desserts, and more. Lucky Shots has a winning hand of flavors any time of the day. Join us for our full-service menu or dive into our legendary buffet options, including our salad bar and a variety of desserts that will have you coming back for seconds. Explore the newly updated food court with so many choices to satisfy your craving. At Fortune's, savor a customized crab boil fit for a king, queen, or joker with all the extras. Try the crab boil with one of our specialty sauces, big enough to share, but don't be slow with your fork. This is good eating. Burger lovers, head to Legendary Burgers. Try the Mount Adams or go classic with fries and a Huckleberry shake. Craving pizza, pasta, and more? Creations has you covered. After that custom-made pizza pie, don't forget dessert. You just gotta try our house-made cannoli. For authentic Mexican-style cooking, Madre's Mexican Kitchen is a must. With fresh homemade tortillas and savory sauces, you will not be disappointed. Try our enchiladas, street tacos, or something new to you. Madre's is sure to bring it home. Whether you're here to dine or unwind, Legends Casino Hotel has a world of exciting flavors waiting for you. Bring your appetite, your friends and family, and let the culinary journey begin.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
This newscast sponsored by Shriners Children's Spokane.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, sad news out of Hollywood as former child actress Sophie Nwaidy has died. According to her obituary, she passed away on April 14th at 24 years old. She began acting at 6 years old and appeared in numerous television shows and films. The Burlington, Vermont native was most known for roles in Bella Mammoth and Noah. The cause of death was not released. WrestleMania 41 set a new attendance record and is now the most successful event in the history of World Wrestling Entertainment. The two-day showcase drew more than 124,000 fans to Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, and the iconic wrestling event was held on Saturday and Easter Sunday. On-site merchandise sales were also up more than 45%. Hospitality sales and packages also saw a 75% increase. WrestleMania 41 now beats the previous record set last year at WrestleMania 40. And the Tiger King has a new wedding ring. Joseph Maldonado Passage, who starred in the reality show titled after his nickname, has tied the knot with Jorge Marquez. Both men are currently serving time in prison. Maldonado Passage posted a picture on social media Tuesday with Marquez saying, quote, "Never been more proud of someone." The Tiger King is serving a 21-year prison sentence after he was convicted in a murder for hire plot against an animal rights activist. From viral videos to iconic music and even a blast from the past on the big screen, this year's Webby Awards are serving up a little something for everyone. Plus, the band Phish is now part of rock history, and a fan favorite film from the early 2000s, and a personal favorite of mine, is getting a fresh new twist. Here's a look at some of the biggest entertainment headlines making waves this week.
The 29th Annual Webby Awards have been announced. The awards are designed to honor excellence on the internet, and the big winners this year include rapper Kendrick Lamar, who picked up a Webby for Best Music Video. Jimmy Kimmel Live also won a prize for its social media accounts. Speaking of awards, the band Phish has won the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's Class of 2025 fan vote. It's seen as an early indicator for who could be one of the next inductees. Holes is getting a TV spinoff on Disney+. Greg Kinnear and Aidy Bryant have both signed on to the project, which tells the story of a teenage girl sent to a juvenile detention camp and forced to dig holes for a mysterious purpose. It's inspired by the young adult novel by Louis Sacker, which was already adapted into a movie starring Shia LaBeouf in 2003.
I think it's because you look like a bulldog that like a witch cast a spell on and turn into a human. You ever get that?
Yes. And pro wrestler turned film and TV actor John Cena is 48 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Don, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Dig it up, 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 dig it holes is an incredible film. Okay, voters in Yakima had their say on a proposal that could change the way first responders communicate during emergencies. The results of Prop 1 are expected soon, and supporters say the stakes are high. Plus, a bill working its way through Olympia could pump the brakes on new specialty license plates, but not before adding a few more to the road. What designs might be coming and why some say it's time to slow down. But first, here's your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the moment gamers have been waiting for is almost here. Pre-orders for the Nintendo Switch 2 begins at midnight for customers in the US and Canada. The Switch 2 console is selling for $450 despite the tariffs, but the company says it will adjust prices for the accessories. A new study finds teens who went to bed earlier and slept longer scored better on cognitive tests than their peers who got less sleep. Researchers recommend people ditch their phones and computers late in the evening to boost mental skills. Finally, collectors are paying top dollar for old retro tech phones. They say old Nokia models in good condition are going for up to $300. The most in demand are devices from the pre-smartphone era. Their value increases if you have the original packaging. I know I still have some of my old phones. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rhiannon Alley. Have a great day.
Let me see my new granddog. Say hi, Grandma. You're feeding him Blue Buffalo, right?
No, we got Purina in one. It's all the same stuff.
Not really. Blue Life Protection Formula's got deboned chicken, chicken meal, brown rice, oatmeal, barley.
Well, Purina 1 has chicken, rice flour, corn gluten meal, whole grain corn, chicken byproduct meal.
Looks like we're switching to Blue.
Switch to Blue and feed your dog like family.
Upset stomach? Iberogast. Indigestion? Iberogast. Bloating? Iberogast. Thanks to a unique combination of herbs, Iberogast helps relieve 6 digestive symptoms to help you feel better. 6 digestive symptoms, the power of nature. Iberogast.
Can a can of Lysol take care of my snotty sofa?
Can do.
Mildewy tiles?
Can do.
These?
Yep, it's the Can Do can. Nothing kills more germs on more surfaces than Lysol disinfectant spray. Lysol, what it takes to protect.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Wednesday morning. I'm Josh Colbert, filling in for Jessica Jalal and Jade Elliott. Now let's start off your morning by talking about something that everyone loves to talk about, and that would be money. Our 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by our friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yesterday, I went with a forecast high of 66 in Pasco Tri-Cities. Hey, what do you know? It verified right at 66. So that means the jackpot went up to $200. Pretty critical threshold. So for today, I'm going with an even warmer forecast high of 71 in Pasco Tri-Cities. If it verifies between 68 to 74, the jackpot's going to go up to $225. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going over to AppleValleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Now what's on your screen is a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bimar. Already starting to see some color up in the sky as early as 5:28 in the morning. So that just underscores what time of year it actually is. Visibility looking pretty good across the map, and temperatures are cold. I would argue these temperatures are colder than yesterday morning, as we're seeing a whole bunch of 33s. Pendleton, Hermiston, Tri-Cities, Yakima, Sunnyside's at 32. So in those areas, could be a little bit frosty out there. Here is your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. You'll see plenty of sunshine out there. High temperatures warmer compared to yesterday, even though we're seeing a colder start. But we should end up in the mid-60s in the Kittitas Valley and the Blue Foothills, low 70s in the Yakima Valley and the Lower Columbia Basin. So just a very nice day, and I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's very nice Wednesday forecast, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes. But now back over to news, as Franklin County Sheriff is raising the alarm over a last-minute proposal that could shake up jail operations. Sheriff Jim Raymond says a resolution on Wednesday's county commission agenda would immediately strip his office of control over the Franklin County Jail. The plan, introduced by the county administrator, would shift operations to a newly formed Department of Corrections. Raymond says the sheriff's office wasn't consulted, raising concerns about staffing, authority, and how order will be maintained inside the jail.
People at Pasco and the community needs to show up and tell the commissioners if they're for or against. It's the most ludicrous thing, and it's clearly just a shot over the bow at the office of sheriff. The county commissioners for a long time haven't liked that I've done my job and I've done it well, and they don't like that I'm outspoken.
Raymond also told us if this is approved, it will cost taxpayers more money in the end. The meeting is scheduled for this morning at 9 at the Franklin County Administration Building, and it's open to the public, and Apple Valley News Now, of course, will be there to cover it. In education news, although the school year isn't quite over yet, the Sunnyside School District is already looking ahead. The district is in the final phase of deciding the 2025-2026 school year calendar. Right now, a survey is open for community members to share feedback on 2 proposed options. Besides different start and end dates, Douglas Rogers, Director of Student Support Services, says the biggest difference comes down to the timing of school breaks.
One is the full week of Thanksgiving, so Monday through Friday off, and the other is Wednesday through Friday off. And it's really funny, both staff are split on this and parents are split on this. Some say, oh my gosh, great, a full week of Thanksgiving, this is awesome. Others say, gosh, do we have to have a full week? Can we just have the 3 days? So it's nice that we have both those options.
Rogers says they'll present the survey information to the board on Thursday, and from there, they'll make a final decision on the new set calendar school year. In election coverage this morning, voters across several Washington counties cast their ballots in a special election just last night. And in Yakima County, one measure could have a major impact on public safety. Lieutenant Ira Cavan with the Yakima Police Department is voicing his support for Proposition 1, a proposal to modernize the county's emergency radio system. Cavan says the current system is outdated and doesn't allow first responders from different agencies to communicate effectively, something he says is critical during emergencies.
So what we're trying to do is figure out a way that the community can come together and fund a replacement for these systems that not only improves the coverage that we currently have within the county, but also builds redundancy and puts everybody in the county on one system.
If passed, the measure would mean a 0.2% sales tax increase. That's about 20 cents extra on a $100 purchase. And the goal would be to raise $35 million for a unified emergency radio system. Supporters say the upgrade could make a critical difference during emergencies. As lawmakers continue working through the state budget in Washington, they're also tackling a different kind of bill, one focused on Washington's growing collection of specialty license plates. The bill would hit the pause button on implementing new specialty license plates, but not before approving up to 13 more, including designs for Mount St. Helens, pickleball, and my personal favorite, Smokey the Bear. With over 70 plates in place, there's concern about how many of them are popular enough to even break through. The bill raises the cost around special plates while also spending money to establish a plate work group. And the bill is broadly supported, but some plate holders have expressed concerns about how much money they get from plate sales. Boeing has landed a deal to sell portions of its aviation software business. The company announced the more than $10.5 billion deal on Tuesday. The agreement includes selling digital tools and services for aviation operations like flight planning provider and a navigation app. Boeing is trying to cut costs and raise money as the beleaguered plane maker continues to struggle after several notable incidents involving its aircraft in recent years. Well, even though there's only 5 days left in the regular session and a lot of other issues for legislators to resolve, some lawmakers say there's a very high likelihood the bill will make it through a committee vote. Even though a committee vote is not yet scheduled for the bill, a necessary step to move forward with just days before the session ends. And Cafe Con Art in Pasco is brewing up community with its new Coffee and Connections event. It's a fresh take on meeting new people in the Tri-Cities, a speed friendship making event. It's happening this Thursday at Cafe Con Art, located at 430 West Columbia Street, Suite A in Pasco, from 5:30 to 7 p.m. The owner says, here's what you can expect if you decide to go.
Set up so it's a low risk. You start with a little bit of mingling for about 15-20 minutes at the very beginning, and then we have structured a kind of table to table, very speed-like, very much like speed dating, but it's its own thing. So people get to meet each other at a rapid pace until the end of the event, where there's going to be a little bit more mingling time afterwards.
Sorry for the mispronunciation. It's Cafe Con Arte. But if you're looking to attend, you do have to register online. You can find the link on AppleValleyNewsNow.com. And the Walla Walla Fair and Frontier Days just announced an acoustic performance to kick things off this year. Austin Jinkies and Cody Beebe will take the stage as the opening act for Three Doors Down, headlining opening night on Wednesday, August 27th. Hey, that's my mom's birthday. The concert marks the start of the fair, and tickets are on sale now. Coming up, we've got the best time of the week, Operation Best Friend. This pup is not just the reason to smile today, he could also be the one for you. We'll meet a Havastank or Hoovastank. Anyway, what a name. We'll meet him right after the break. And now you were taking a live look at Yakima. There it is again, brought to you by our friends at Bi-Mart. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Okay, y'all, we got 10 orders coming in.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. I couldn't slow down. We were starting a business from the ground up. People were showing up left and right, and so did our business needs. The Chase e-card made it easy. When you go for something big like this, your kids see that, and they believe they can do the same.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Gather the family and come on down to the 62nd Annual Parade of Gems, April 25th through the 27th in the Modern Living Building at the Fairgrounds. Go back in time as we present fossils of the Northwest and beyond. See demonstrations on gold panning, wire wrapping, lapidary, and more. Dozens of vendors will be offering rock and mineral specimens and jewelry too. There will be games, door prizes, and more. Doors open at 10 a.m. Come one, come all to the 62nd Annual Parade of Gems, April 25th through the 27th at the Fairgrounds in Yakima.
Visit Fred's Appliance today and explore unbeatable deals. Step up to the all-in-one GE Profile laundry machine for just $21.98. Save $700 today. It combines both washer and dryer functions into one sleek appliance, saving space and offering unmatched convenience. Wi-Fi connectivity allows you to control and monitor your laundry from anywhere, saving you time and effort. At Fred's, we sell appliances. Only appliances.
What makes NIU unique? The amazing customer service that we offer to our patients. They know that they're heard, that they're listened to, and we genuinely care about their well-being.
From the second I walked in that office, I felt seen, I felt heard, I didn't feel judged. It just was like, we're a team and we're gonna figure this out.
I had a rare form of breast cancer. Dr. Fedino has just been fantastic. She was really just on my side and helping me, and I'm so relieved and blessed that I went there.
I'm nowhere near diabetic, and I feel amazing. And I lost 55 pounds, and I've been able to keep it off.
She had saved my life because if she hadn't taken just that moment to ask me one extra question, I absolutely would have had an ugly cancer 6 months later.
Go to newuwomensclinic.com to explore the countless ways that wellness meets beauty.
The Celebrity Jeopardy finals are here.
Happy to be here.
It's amazing.
$1 million at stake.
Yes!
What is winner, winner, chicken dinner?
Nailed it.
Celebrity Jeopardy finals, new tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
I love you.
I love you too, Daddy.
The time has come.
We have to wait for everyone. This is too big a moment.
To say goodbye.
Not ready.
To the Connors.
Thank you, no applause.
The 1-hour series finale, tonight on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. It's going to be a gorgeous day really across the map, but we start off in Kittitas County where we're going to have light winds, temperatures around 60 up in the Cascades. We'll be in the mid-60s in the Kittitas Valley, around 70 in Vantage, which is more of a basin climate. Then we're going to have 69s and 68s all up and down the Yakima Valley, mostly sunny skies, light winds here. Some breezes out of the north and east around 20 miles per hour, mostly down towards Hermiston, if anywhere, but these temperatures spanning from the mid-60s to the low 70s. We'll also have some northeasterly wind gusts for the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains, up around 30 miles per hour, but these temperatures in a mostly mid to upper 60s in the Blue Foothills, 50s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Now let's talk about the big picture. You know, I always love to talk about that in this segment, this section of the newscast. Here are some of the reservoir levels in the Yakima Basin. The smallest reservoir, Bumping, is the one that's doing the best, as we're seeing a surplus of water for this time of the year. But unfortunately, for the four largest reservoirs that make up this reservoir system, Cle Elum, Catchis, Keechless, and Rimrock, all about 25 to 35% below where they should be for this time of the year. But these numbers have improved over the last couple weeks as the snowfall has melted up in the mountains. And now we pivot to Operation Best Friend. It's Wednesday morning, and that can only mean one thing, as yes, it is time for Operation Best Friend. And this segment is all about pairing you with your new best friend, a pet from a local shelter who's looking for their forever home. Today we have the Hoobastank, and he might just be the reason you fall in love today, with a big personality and an even bigger heart. So let's meet Hooba.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Houses, Christine Connolly Realtor, and by Manthite Group Cross Country Mortgage.
Hi everyone, my name is Monica, and this week for Operation Best Friend, I have brought Hoobastank from Tri-Cities Animal Services. Hoobastank is a 1-year, 8-month-old husky mix that came to us on February 20th of this year after a call came into animal control about a friendly large dog running around jumping on kids during recess. When the officer got close enough, he quickly realized that Hooba stunk. It appears that Hoobastank had a run-in with a skunk. We'll say that the skunk won that round with Hoobastank 0 and the skunk 1. He is what is called a piebald husky, which is a white base with dark spots. And he also has heterochromia, which is a fancy way to say he has 2 different colored eyes. Hoobastank is more of an alpha kind of guy. He would prefer to be in charge. However, we do think he could live harmoniously with other dogs with proper introductions, and possibly female dogs are more his thing. Hoobastank likes to play with toys from time to time, but he's such a people person, he wants to join you wherever you will take him. He is very loved by volunteers and staff, has quickly become one of our favorites in the short time that he has been with us. Hoobastank walks well on a leash. He does enjoy those long leisurely strolls by the river. And if you are interested in adopting a dog like Hoobastank, you don't need an appointment. You can stop by anytime during business hours, Tuesday through Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can view all of our animals on our website at www.tricitiesanimalservices.com. Hoobastank is ready to go home today, and you could be the reason that he has a home.
I think maybe that's one of the most beautiful dogs I've ever seen in one of these segments. So Hoobastank, he's looking for love, and you could be, we'll use an analogy here, you could be the Darius Rucker to his Hoobastank, right? So definitely, hopefully, he finds his forever home. All right, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. And I'll be back with your full First Alert forecast. Keep it here.
What's great about basketball? Almost everything.
What's not great about basketball? The term three-pointer.
Boring.
Instead, let's just call them triple plays.
Check it out. Hit it, Steve.
Roberts has it, fires. It's a triple play.
It actually works.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Complete coincidence that that's also the name of where we work.
Not engineered by marketing, no way.
Looking for the perfect spot to relax? Welcome to Hoops, your new favorite restaurant and bar, where the vibe is clean, the food is delicious, and the staff always friendly. Whether you're in for a night of trivia, around a pool, darts, dancing, pull tabs, or karaoke, Hoops has it all. Great food, great people, Hoops, where every night is a great experience. Hoops Bar. Stop by today for your next great night out.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Got a family reunion in the works? Make it unforgettable at Beaver Valley Lodge. With cozy rooms, beautiful mountain views, and plenty of space to gather, it's the perfect place to reconnect and make new memories. Book direct with us and get 10% off. That means more savings for barbecues, bonfires, and all those late-night laughs. So skip the middleman and book direct today, because great reunions start with the perfect place to stay. Beaver Valley Lodge. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.
Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a ride. Whether you're shaping up a small yard or taking on serious acreage, let's go the distance. Shop in store and online for 0% financing and instant rebates on select Steel mowers. Steel. Let's go mow.
Judy Justice, today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Before the break, I said Darius Rucker was the lead man of Hoovestink. He's obviously the lead man of Hootie and the Blowfish. Hoovestink, Hootie and the Blowfish kind of sound similar. We move on. That's embarrassing. It's going to be a beautiful day out there. Lots of sunshine. High temperatures a little bit warmer compared to yesterday. Will be a couple degrees above average for this time of the year. Winds out of the north and east between 20 to 30 miles per hour for the Blue Mountains, the Blue Foothills, and for portions of the lower Columbia Basin. Then for tonight, clear skies. Overnight lows down into the 30s and 40s will be warmer compared to this morning. I don't think anyone is going to have to protect the outdoor pets, plants, and the plumbing, at least for lower elevations. And calm winds. Okay, like I said, just a couple degrees above average for this time of the year. For today, will be about 5 degrees above average for Thursday, then up around 80 degrees, maybe touching 80 for the first time this year in the Tri-Cities. We'll have a good shot at that on either Friday or Saturday, and then back down cooler for Sunday through Tuesday, but still technically above average for late April. We're going to keep the forecast mostly dry over the next 7 days, but Friday and Saturday are piquing our interest for a couple different reasons. First of all, there's going to be a chance of some thunderstorms in the Blue Foothills and in the Blue Mountains, but the wind gusts that could come along specifically for Saturday and Sunday are really eye-popping. I want you to take a look at this early peak wind gust forecast. This is subject to change, but we could have winds for both Saturday and Sunday, especially on Sunday, maybe up around 60 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, around 50 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. So if we saw spotty power outages, down tree limbs, difficult travel for high-profile vehicles, that's all going to be on the table. And if this forecast holds, we might be forced to issue a first alert weather day, in particular for Sunday in the Kittitas Valley. So definitely stay tuned for that. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Dry and warming up near 80 into Friday, a small shower chance for Saturday, then slightly cooler after that. In Yakima, trending warmer with highs in the upper 70s for Friday and Saturday. Then some windy weather cools us off on Sunday. In Ellensburg, a small shower chance on Friday, then a string of windy days for Saturday through Tuesday. And again, we're watching Sunday especially close. In Hermiston, breezy today, calmer and warmer Thursday and Friday, and maybe a sprinkle for Saturday, then dry again after that. Then in Walla Walla, beautiful weather over the next couple days. Small thunderstorm chances Friday and Saturday, then maybe some additional shower chances Sunday through Tuesday.
Now, the morning sprint.
In Yakima County, an 18-year-old has learned his fate after leading police on a dangerous high-speed chase and injuring a sergeant in the process. Angel Omar Zuniga Soriano was sentenced to 12 years in prison for being a felon in possession of a firearm, plus 3 years of supervised release. Back in June, police say the teen affiliated with the Sereno street gang was behind the wheel of a vehicle linked to a robbery. When a Toppenish officer tried to stop the car, Zuniga Soriano took off, leading officers on a high-speed chase. At one point, he fired a shot out of the driver's side window, injuring a sergeant. Franklin County Sheriff is raising the alarm over a last-minute proposal that could shake up jail operations. We spoke with Sheriff Jim Raymond, and he says a resolution on Wednesday's county commission agenda would immediately strip his office of control over the Franklin County Jail. The plan, introduced by the county administrator, would shift operations to a newly formed Department of Corrections. Raymond says the sheriff's office wasn't consulted, raising concerns about staffing authority and how order will be maintained inside the jail. The meeting is scheduled for this morning at 9 at the Franklin County Administration Building. A newly signed law is aiming to break down barriers to employment. Senate Bill 5501 prohibits employers from requiring a driver's license unless driving is actually part of the job. Supporters say the change could expand job access for thousands of Washingtonians, especially those who don't drive due to disability, age, or economic reasons. The law goes into effect next July. And a bill focused on Washington's growing collection of specialty license plates would hit the pause button on implementing new specialty license plates, but not before approving up to 13 more, with over 70 plates already in place. And there's a concern about how many of them are popular enough to even break even, and the bill raises the cost around special plates while also spending money to establish a plate work group. The bill is broadly supported, but some plate holders have expressed concerns about how much money they get from plate sales. And Cafe Con Arte in Pasco is brewing up community with its new Coffee and Connections event. It's a fresh take on meeting new people in the Tri-Cities, a speed friendship making event. It's happening this Thursday at Cafe Con Arte, located at 430 West Columbia Street, Suite A in Pasco, from 5:30 to 7 p.m. In your national headlines this morning, Pope Francis's open casket has been laid in the Casa Santa Marta residence at the Vatican as mourning rites continue following his death. The coffin will be transferred from the papal residence to St. Peter's Basilica on Wednesday, where he will lie in state before his funeral, according to the Vatican. Meanwhile, the Cardinals will determine the start of the conclave that will choose the next pope, and there's already plenty of talk about who the top contenders might be. The field of candidates is considered to be more wide open thanks to reforms made by Pope Francis. The composition of the body to elect a successor is now more representative of the worldwide church. 70-year-old Italian Cardinal Pietro Parolin is seen as a top contender who could appeal to both conservatives and progressives. He was Francis's second in command and the current Vatican Secretary of State. In your business headlines this morning, get your Temu and Shein orders now before the Chinese e-commerce sites raise prices. The companies recently issued notices they are set to make price adjustments starting April 25th. It's due to President Donald Trump's recent tariffs imposed on goods from China, and China is the largest clothing importer to the United States, so these tariffs will most likely raise the cost of most clothing, according to trade policy experts and economists. And the popular streaming service Max wants to crack down on password sharing, like every other platform these days. So the platform is launching a new feature called Extra Member Add-on. Max users who want to add an extra person to their subscription can now do so. It's a cost of $7.99 a month, to add a family member or friend who does not live with a Max user. The move comes after Max parent company Warner Brothers Discovery was getting ready to notify users of restrictions for sharing streaming accounts outside their household. And in your health headlines this morning, a new report has found nearly half of Americans breathe unhealthy levels of air pollution. The American Lung Association looked at air quality data from 2021 to 2023 for its annual State of the Air report. It found about 156 million people live in an area that the association gave a failing grade for ozone and 2 measures of fine particle matter pollution. That's 25 million more than last year's report. Fine particle matter can come from dirt, dust, or smoke. When a person breathes it in, it can get stuck in their lungs and bloodstream, causing irritation and inflammation. Women in the U.S. are still having fewer babies than usual. About 3.6 billion babies were born in the U.S. just last year, and that's an increase of less than 1% from 2023. And 2023 was a record low. The amount of children women have, a metric known as the fertility rate, has been dropping since 2008. There are many reasons why, including the cost of raising children and waning confidence in maternal health care. In your sports headlines this morning, more changes for the Seattle Kraken have been announced as Ron Francis will become the president of hockey operations after previously serving as the executive vice president and general manager since 2019. Having served previously as the assistant general manager, the new general manager and executive vice president is Jason Bottrell. This comes after the team announced parting ways with head coach Dan Bylsma. And one of college basketball's biggest stars is ready to enter the pros. Cooper Flagg announced on social media that he is declared for the 2025 NBA draft. That's not a surprise to anyone. After one season with Duke. Some analysts expect the 18-year-old will be the #1 pick, although the Blue Devils fell short in the last national championship run. Flagg was named National Player of the Year in 5 NCAA awards, and Duke University also released a statement online which said, "League next, Duke forever. Thank you, Cooper Flagg." And as an Auburn fan, I wanted Johni Broome to win Player of the Year, but that's okay. All right, 20 years ago today, history was made. That's right, the very first YouTube video was uploaded called Me at the Zoo. It's not me, but it's someone. And the 19-second clip features YouTube co-founder Jawad Karim in front of an elephant exhibit. He was 25 years old at the time. Karim was one of the company's 3 founders, all of whom previously worked at PayPal. YouTube was a very fast success, and just 18 months later, it would be sold to Google for $1.65 billion worth of stock. And all of that happened when you had to watch on a computer screen. The iPhone was still several months away from launching. Now, while Google doesn't share how many videos are on YouTube, estimates range from about 3 or 4 billion up to 14 billion. Have you ever wanted to try having a dog around for just a couple days? Well, that's exactly what volunteers did in Alaska. The organization called Tails on Trails offers just that. Volunteers can take a dog home for 48 hours. The program has many benefits. It gives dogs a break from the shelter, and it gives them more exposure to potential adopters when people take them out and about. And of course, you've heard of a foster fell who's going to bring back a dog they fall in love with. And up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6, a rare look inside the Northwest Ice Processing Center, what a U.S. representative saw firsthand, and the concerns she's now raising. Plus, we give a big congratulations to 4 local heroes who just completed a life-changing mission. And first, I'll have a look at your First Alert forecast, including some warmer temperatures for today and some very windy conditions for this weekend. So all that's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.